It may surprise some that there are mosquitoes in Ireland. In fact, around 18 species have been found here, though only a few are common. Mosquitoes are long-legged flies, probably best known for the female's habit of biting and sucking blood, which they do through a long proboscis. Like all flies, they have 4 life stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Mosquito eggs are laid in or near the water, and the larva and the pupa stages are aquatic, living and feeding in the water. The larvae hang just below the surface of the water. They are known as wrigglers for the characteristic movement they make when disturbed. The pupa will move too and are known as tumblers. Larvae of some midge species look superficially like mosquito larvae, but they are more worm-like and don't move in the same way as mosquitoes do. This is something that you'll learn to recognize with a little observation.
There's plenty of mosquitoes in here, though.
There's actually not as many as the one I have the buckets in, and it actually took me a while to kind of...
Yeah. There's plenty of carixids, these little lesser factions, you see. Plenty of them. But no, that was in sticklebacks. Yeah.
Today I'm in Ballyvergan reedbed in Youghal, watching a load of late swallows here, eating insects, having a good time. And not only am I here with swallows today, but I'm also here with Katrina and Simon from UCC, who are doing a research project on behalf of Youghal Tidy Towns, who are trying to learn lots about Ballyvergan reedbed because they're interested in managing it from the biodiversity perspective. And Simon and Katrina are going to tell us a little bit about their projects, which from what I know they're looking into sticklebacks and mosquitoes. But Simon, you might fill us in a bit better, please.
Thank you, William. Yes, so as you said, we're here in Ballyvergan Marsh, which many years ago was a grazing marsh. You can see the remnants of the old fence lines here, but over the recent years it's now becoming a reed bed. But we still have many of the pools and creeks that were dug by the farmers years ago to drain the marsh, and these now are filled with water, and much of these pools are filling with the tidal water that comes in the creek from the sea there. What we've noticed in the marsh is that some of these pools, but not all of them, some of them have lots of mosquito larvae in. Other ones don't. We've also noticed that some of the pools have sticklebacks in them, the little tawnine, the little fish, and others don't. And what we're surmising, or we're going to experiment here today, is this reason why some pools have mosquitoes and some don't, due to stickleback. If a stickleback could get into a pool, perhaps it's because it's connected to another part, do they then eat the mosquitoes? If they can't get in because the pools are isolated, then maybe that's where the mosquito larvae are abundant. The implications of this are actually very interesting, because although these mosquitoes probably don't cause any damage, they don't bite people, we know that we're in a warming world now with climate change. It seems to be pervasive in the news, and it is likely that in years to come, decades to come, mosquitoes could become more of a problem in the marsh, and of course that brings with it a risk, possibility of disease, certainly annoyance to people. So the sticklebacks may actually be performing a really, really important job. There's not much information about sticklebacks. I think a lot of people might recognise they can eat mosquito larvae, but we want to test how good they are. In other parts of the world, they use a little fish called the mosquito fish, Gambusia, which is like a guppy, and these are used across many parts of the world to control mosquitoes in little pools. So you've got a little pool, the mosquitoes in, put a few of these mosquito fish, and off they go. So maybe we can do that with the stickleback in years to come. So ours is, I think, the first experiment to see whether sticklebacks can be used as a form of control for mosquitoes.
And Katrina,
Yeah.
as part of your project, you're also interested in finding out where there are mosquitoes in other parts of Youghal, and part of this video is to ask people in Youghal to help us to be able to identify those places. So what is it you're going to be looking for people to do?
So what we'll show you in a minute is we show you what the mosquito larvae actually look like, and you can find them a lot in kind of stagnant waters, I think, like bird ponds. And if anybody around Youghal or in the area can identify the larvae, they can send on their information.
Lots of little small isolated pools, and sort of old,
Yeah.
old tyres, little pools, and water butts, this kind of thing. The adult female can lay her eggs in a very nasty stagnant little pool. The larvae will then eat detritus, very poor quality food, and then they emerge from the water as adults. And this is their second big trick, is the adult female will then seek a blood meal, which will give her the protein and the carbohydrate and all the nutrients she needs to develop her eggs and to lay fertile eggs in another pool. So they'll lay these very food poor stagnant systems with the knowledge, I suppose, or the adaptation is that the females can then get a big blood meal and subsidize what she needs for her eggs in the blood of a bird or a mammal or something like that. Okay, so these blood feeding insects can live in very food poor habitats as larvae, because they get the energy, the food, as adults.
When they're older, and in order to be able to, when they go into their adult life cycle, they need to be able to suck blood.
Yeah.
Is that something people should be scared of, or?
Definitely not. No.
Okay.
They just suck blood of small mammals, birds. Nothing to be concerned about. Not here. Not in this country. So yeah, nothing to be worried about. It's not an issue.
Okay, thanks.
Not yet.